everyone, I hope you're all well and having a good week. So we're still in our Fruit and Fibre series, and today we're looking at the contrasting characters of competition and gentleness. Competition isn't always a bad thing, sometimes it's a healthy competition, but today that's not what we're talking about. Today we're talking about that unhealthy competition. Examples that come to mind are, if you remember that Black Friday where there's people at the supermarket were all fighting over TVs, and they were physically fighting with each other to get these deals on TVs. That's not a good example of gentleness or healthy competition. I also watched a TV programme a couple of weeks ago where two friends had gone for the same promotion at work, and one of them besmirched the character of the other one in order to get the job. And yeah, that's again not healthy competition, and that's what we're talking about today. When something in us, a competitiveness, comes over us that makes us treat other people in a way that we shouldn't be treating them, and we wouldn't want to be treated ourselves. So the first thing that came to my mind when I looked at the topic for today was Phoebe, our 4-year-old. So where we live, we don't have parking. We have to park a little way down from where we live. So every time we go anywhere, we have to walk down to the car, which Phoebe sees as an opportunity to race to get to the car first. It's very important to her that she gets to the car first and that nobody beats her. It makes no difference to the journey. It makes no difference to where we're going. It makes no difference to any of that, whether she gets there first or whether she gets there fast or whether she gets there slow. But it's very important to her. And if she feels her brother and sister are gaining on her or they're going to overtake, she just will stop where she is and she will just scream and cry. Sometimes she might even stomp her foot. And I have to say to her, Phoebe, if you want to get to the car, you still have to keep moving. Stopping isn't actually going to help you here. Keep going. And I feel like there's an unhealthy, irrational little 4-year-old in all of us sometimes. We're all looking around, seeing who's gaining on us, and we just want to stop and scream and cry and stamp our feet. And that, again, that's not the answer. We need to keep moving. If another child, a rogue child, was to appear and race to the car and they beat Phoebe to the car, that would make no difference. They're still not getting in my car. This is not their journey. This is not their destination. It would be completely irrelevant. But it's not a rogue child. There's going to be a parent closely following behind saying, hey, come over here, get in our car. And sometimes we might be Phoebe looking at this rogue child thinking, they've just beaten me to my car. This isn't even their car. And we have to stop looking around and competing with people that we have no business competing with. It makes no difference to her getting in that car. It makes no difference to her journey. This other person isn't in the same journey as she is. So don't try competing. Sometimes we might be the rogue child and we might be stood at somebody's car, a journey, thinking, I got here first. Why is there no space for me here? Why are you not letting me in your car? And that's when we need to stop and listen to the voice of our Father saying, hey, come on, our car's over here. This is where you need to be. So my point 2 is to make sure you're on your journey and not somebody else's. I have to say that I can relate a little bit to Phoebe's competitiveness sometimes. Me and Johnny have been taking part in a running series recently, and we did the first one in October, and my goal for the second one this month was to beat my time from last time. And I did, and I was so pleased that I'd beaten it. I'd beaten loads of personal records, so I was really happy. Then I got home and looked at the list from everybody that had entered and where I sort of stacked up against everybody else. And then I wasn't happy anymore because I saw how many people were ahead of me and how many people weren't behind me. And I felt that wanting to stop and cry and stomp. But the problem was that I was comparing myself with others instead of against myself. So my third point is to not compare ourselves with others. Stop looking around at other people's journeys. Don't compare. Don't try and beat other people. We all have our own journey. We all have our own path. and we just need that gentleness that makes us not treat other people badly because we're competing with them. The Bible that I would like us to read today is Proverbs 4 verses 26 and 27. I'm reading it from the Passion Translation. Watch where you're going. Stick to the path of truth, and the road will be safe and smooth before you. Don't allow yourself to be sidetracked for even a moment or take the detour that leads to darkness. So we're just going to take 5 minutes to pray now. What I would like you to do is to ask God to reveal any areas of unhealthy competition in your life. Where are you looking around at other people, where you just need to be concentrating on your own journey? And ask Him for gentleness. True gentleness is a gift from Him. It's nothing we can fake. So yeah, spend the next 5 minutes asking for help for that. Okay, I hope you found that helpful. So the last thing for this week is the action for this week. And like I said before, gentleness isn't something you can fake. That can only come from knowing Jesus and from being filled with His Spirit. But what we can do is maybe work on the competitiveness. I think that there's usually a route to that competitiveness. It comes from somewhere. And maybe if you've identified an area of competitiveness in your life, unhealthy competitiveness, maybe try and take that a bit deeper and work out what the root of that is. You know, is it fear? Is it desperation? Maybe it's greed. Maybe it's comparison. You know, maybe if we can work out the root, it can help us with the fruit. And yeah, I hope you find that helpful for this week, and I really hope that you can take something away and stop being competitive. Yeah, and yeah, have a great week.